This episode of Death Parade sort of gave us a wake-up call to actually what was happening all around Quindecum, and it also shows that Quindecum is actually a entirely different place than where the Arbiters are. And you have in the beginning of the episode, you have that Arbiter, the guy that plays billiards, and he's saying that number one, Arbiters can't have any emotions. Number two, they can't die because they would be too human. So as we can see that Arbiters are the closest thing to God in this anime, saying that they aren't supposed to die, they aren't supposed to do a bunch of human things. And number three, Arbiters never die because they're dummies. They have no emotions. They're dummies. So we see a bunch of this with Decim, but we also don't see a bunch of this with Ginty or Nona or Quinn. I'll get into her later, and it makes me think that Decim, and Nona was saying something in later in the episode, saying that maybe she messed up with Decim, but I think that Decim is actually just the epitome, or he's just the regular. I wouldn't say stereotype, but he's the regular example of what an arbiter is, because he has no emotion, he can't die, and he forgets all of his memories, and those are all the factors that an arbiter has. While you have everybody in Quindecum that actually has a personality, here you have it in Death Parade that Get Deckham's the only person that doesn't have any of those traits. So Winona was saying that maybe she botched her choice on letting Deckham be an arbiter. Maybe she picked the right choice because he actually sets a really good example for arbiters. And going into this episode, I think it sort of recapped on what the Death Billiards OVA was, because they had the game of billiards, and it was sort of a flashback with Nona, Ginty, and Deckham, and they were in that like little spotlight that the assistant was in when she first saw in the first episode of Death Parade. And I think, tell me in the comments if I'm wrong, but tell me if that scene right there with the billiards game, if that was actually from the Death Billiards OVA, because it really looked like it did. Didn't really get into a bunch of analysis. Didn't really get into a bunch of explanation of what they were doing, like no flashbacks or anything. And then once they were gone, Deckham was asked what he thought, and he really didn't really care, because arbiters. We also learned that arbiters also get their memories erased periodically, because whenever a new couple walks in, they only get those memories. They only get those memories locked for their guests. But then when they leave, their memories completely erase, mainly because they don't want memories of other guests getting in the way, so it's gonna mess them up. And Deckham, he sort of takes heed to that, and what happens is after everybody's been judged, the humans, they either go to heaven or hell, and the dummies they're not really corpses, but they're actually just dummies, detachable dummies that are left in the elevators. And what they're just dropped into some sort of trash, some sort of like storage or something. But Deckham, he actually wants to savor humans that actually lived a fulfilled life, didn't do anything wrong. So let's take the wife, for instance, in Death Parade Episode 1. She didn't do anything wrong, and she actually just lied to the husband because she really didn't know what to do. So then Deckham thought that lived a really fulfilled life. Therefore, what he did was he got the dummy of her, and what he did was basically make the dummy back into her. Like, it was basically a mannequin, and he makes mannequins and puts them all over Quinn Deckham, and it's just really good. He says it's really good for him to like pay his respects to people that lived really good lives. And then our assistant, she's going like, well, so you basically savor the memories, but then again, no, because he doesn't remember anything. He's just paying his respects. And then we also see that girl that was in the last episode. She can't be judged because Ginty saw that soap opera right there, Death by Fangirling, in the words of J.B.D. Uchiha. But yeah, Death by Fangirling, and Ginty is going like, I can't judge you. I cannot judge you. And he says that he's never come against something like this before. He really thought that some person would be mean or like be a jerk and like win the game, but actually they didn't. I don't know where Haruto went, but I already know that the fangirl right here, she wasn't judged, so Ginty just put her in some sort of room. And then that's what we learned about that. And then we also learned that our assistant, she has a name, but she also gets one of her memories. She realizes that she's dead, But then she also realizes that she was reading the book called Chavin, and it's that same memory she gets all the time when she's in her dream. And that basically concludes what happened in Death Parade. We also got a flashback of Quinn, who was the original Arbiter, but she didn't really seem really interesting to me, mainly because she didn't really impact anybody. Mainly, the only impact she made was mostly probably the conversation that she had with Nona about Deckham, and it didn't really mean anything in my eyes. It was mainly because of Nona's probably saying that she picked the wrong person. But that's it for me today. Tell me, guys, what did you think of this episode? Tell me in the comments below, and I'd like to discuss with you. But that's it for me today. Thank you guys so much for stopping by. Be sure to comment, hit that like button like it stole something. And if you're new to my channel, be sure to subscribe for more. And until we meet again, see ya.